Vet, just got out in May, got married, love in Pensacola, Florida. It's way better than Minnesotan snow. I did have a couple questions. Who here is active on social media just in general? Okay, most everybody. Who here owns a business or it requires social media for some sort of advertising platform? Because it's almost needed nowadays, right? Because got to be competitive and all that fun stuff. So what I'm about to show you and kind of talk you through is a fairly simple project and it's a fairly simple process. But let me speak that's very complicated in the back end. But for companies and for stockholders, it's very easy, and I'm excited to show you what happens. The company itself is called Meme Marketing. And for that reason, I have a bunch of really fun memes that I was able to pull. We'll look at those a little bit later, but the basic of the company is real simple, like I said. We have two groups of people, both have a very similar problem. Designers of memes who are in the millions all over the country and all over the world are designing memes and are creative artists who are not being paid for what they do. They really want to. They're young people who know what's going on in the world and who are bringing this platform into a reality, but they're not being paid for what they do. They just love doing it. And often, I have many examples of memes that have been shared by the hundreds of thousands within days of people being reached and shared and liked and all over the place. So that's one problem is they're not being paid for the creative sourcing that they're doing. The next step, or the next problem, is that companies are having issues with advertising, meaning that the traditional advertising platforms are becoming obsolete when the public is becoming numb to all the ads that they see every day on TV, on radio. Whenever you see a commercial on TV, what do? You go to the next channel because you don't want to see it. You don't want to spend your money on something you don't necessarily need to. It's kind of annoying now. What I'm about to show you is a way to get around that and create a new medium for these companies to advertise on. And I can see y'all are smart people. You know exactly where I'm going with this. So let me show you how I do it. You got the designers. They simply create the meme. The meme goes into our system. It's turned into a score which shows its trendability right now and in the future, which is key for these companies. Meme marketing presents it in such a way that the companies can see it and figure out what value that meme has to the company in a branding aspect. Next question is, y'all are in a lot of situations, why do you care, right? Some of you are stockholders, some of you are lenders, some of you are companies who just want more marketing materials, and I'm going to kind of try to speak to all of you, so take a piece for what I'm telling you. All right, going back to the designers. The designer's problem, if you're a designer, who here has ever made a meme? Yeah, there you go, there you go. These people, like I said, they're creative geniuses because the millions and millions of people see their stuff every day and they want to be paid, but they also want the opportunity to connect with a company and potentially even work for them in the future depending on how well they do in this market. Companies are the big one. Companies have the millions and millions of dollars they want to spend to get their name out, but they're running out of ways to do it. So what we can offer is brand recognition, low cost but effective advertisement. I'll explain that here in a second. Brands linked with the dopamine release. So you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through all the ads, you don't care, you don't care, you don't care. Wait, there's a funny meme that relates to me. You read it, you laugh at it, and then when you laugh at it, you get that dopamine effect that's so famous now, right, in today's world. What happens is that when you attach your brand or your advertisement to that meme, even in the background, that dopamine will be linked to that brand. So for the presentation we just had, the jerky one, right? If he had his, that's what, remember the meme with the, is like the bear man or whatever, he's in the woods, and it was really big a couple days ago? Yeah. So you have that, stick your jerky in there, because people who eat jerky are usually guys with big beards, lumberjacks, that's what you think of. People laugh at that, people who like that share it and like it, and all of a sudden that dopamine is attached to your brand, and now your brand is associated with a sense of happiness and joy. That's something you can't get in regular advertisement. If you do, you pay a lot of money for it. There's also an untapped potential market. This is actually not in existence. People are not doing it. Forbes just came out last month with a way to train companies to build memes, but what they're missing is that they're taking one person's perspective and trying to create a meme and put it out there. It doesn't go anywhere because it's just one person. What we're offering is all the memes sorted by industry and a bunch of other filters to figure out what best suits your company and how to get your name out there better and faster. Massive library of memes, stock photos, everybody familiar? Buying really awesome photos online. Similar, right now there's not a library that houses all these memes that people can sell and utilize that for and download. So that is a huge side part of the company where we're able to have that so someone can just log on, find a meme, purchase it as their own, and use it for wherever they want it to. Who's familiar with Angry Cat? Yeah, the angry kitty that's everywhere for years. If that designer would have sold the initial photo and put rights to it, he would have made tons of money because there's just all different kinds of variants of that meme. So, all right, more reach to sell more products. That's the bottom line. Companies want a way to sell more of their products and get their brand name out. This is a medium that proves that it's able to do that. So that's huge for companies. Companies like you, not just big companies like Coca-Cola with already brand recognition. If you're a small mom and pop place and you want to focus on geographical location, we can do that. I'll explain that here in just a second. So the big piece of this on the meme marketing side is the actual score. When you log on as a company, who here actually owns their own company or is attached to a company? Okay, cool. So what you do as a company, say you're the marketing expert, you log onto the site and you have your filters set up to the industry you want, the location you want, stuff like that. These memes will pop up based on tags, and they'll give you a score, say its popularity over time. So say a meme gets posted and it gets 10,000 likes within 2 days, that score is going to go up, and as it goes up and up and up, it eventually comes back down based on regular popularity. That's how they work, right? So you come in, you say a score of 1 to 10, that's the range. It's not, but we'll just say for simplicity's sake. You want to buy it at a 5, and then you want to get rid of it at a 5. So you only pay for what you actually get. Marketing platforms nowadays are straight fee, like a billboard or something simple like that. You pay a fee and you don't know how much you're getting back. These are all trackable and real-time results that you're getting when you want it. So the designer loads the meme, it generates a score. Once the score hits a 5, the company then gets rights. You put your brand on there, put it back out in the system, let it grow. Once it comes back down, hits a 5 again, company says, I'm out. They pay the money. That's really, really small for what they got. And then the designer gets their meme back in case they want to try to resell it. So real simple, real easy process, and it's almost automated completely for the company and the designer. All right. So the basic function of the app, or the app or the website, we talked about, it categorizes memes by industry, score, etc. Performs company or platform for companies to advertise rapidly, which is important. Tracks all future trends, which is huge. It's really hard to depict which meme is going to be popular, right? A lot of people are trying to do that, but it's near impossible to do. We can do it based on the algorithms that we're putting together. Safe transition of privacy rights and secure site. We plan on using. So I'm a DevOps guy over at Actigraph, right? I do this stuff every day. My goal in life is to solve problems. I'm able to do that in this job. So one of the things that we had issues with was securing a site for money transactions. And it costs a lot of money, but my developers say that if you use a third party, such as PayPal or Square or something like that, it's minimal cost, but the security aspect is huge. So we plan on doing that to make sure that companies feel safe in putting their money in the system. Same with designers. And then privacy rights, we talked about that a little bit, and we'll talk about more of that in the future. And it also houses the largest portfolio of memes. That's the library that doesn't already exist. The fact that it doesn't exist and we're putting it together now is huge. Okay, and I'm a Donald Trump fan, because it's huge. It was huge. All right, here's an example. What the heck is a meme, and why am I one of them? I don't know if any of you guys can relate. But as you read that, I laughed, and does it have a laser? It does. Not on the screen, though. You got the McDonald's logo in the background, and you got a little tiny ad down here. Usually you wouldn't do both. And then a second option is that you can put your, you get 3 lines on most social media for text. You put that below for an actual link that you can click. And as you read this, you usually don't see the brand in the background because you're already kind of numb to seeing brands. But it's there subconsciously, and we want to find out if that brand is linked with a dopamine. It says, try our deep fried carrots, 10 for 10. McDonald's all the way. All right, so while creating this, Bob Foster's a good friend of mine. He recommended I get a team of really powerful and intelligent people who have done a lot of this stuff before. You may recognize a lot of these people up here. They've been instrumental in making everything go successfully and smoothly, and a lot of these people believe in what we're doing and give me a lot of advice. Also, my development team and a few more. I got legal. Doug Chris is awesome over there for my legal side. Chris Hendricks is awesome, and then my 2 developers are here. Amazing developers. They both have done projects that are much bigger than this, and we recently sat down and did all the requirements. It's very doable in a short amount of time, given the right cost. What is needed? This is when you can kind of breathe in and breathe out. I'm not asking for your money yet. All right? If you're going to give it to me, I'm not going to say no. But The key to a successful operation is validation. I need to figure out if it's validated, if the problems exist, which I've done a lot of validation already. I'm kind of leaning toward it is. But I need from you, if you're a company, I need to talk to you and interview you about your marketing trends and what you're doing and what you have done in the past, as well as any connections to the marketing community, big companies, small companies, whatever. I would love to sit down with you and talk about how you guys do business and what problems you have. Research and development. Cost of development is after validation and marketing to stakeholders. The beautiful thing about this is that it is a marketing platform that already exists, and I'm not having to pay to develop it. Memes are already out there doing their things. All I gotta do is say, hey, here's a bunch of designers who want to get paid. Jump in the company, start it up, and you'll get paid in the future as long as you just push our company name and get this going. And a lot of designers are on board with that by the hundreds of thousands. Marketing all stakeholders and building a relationship with stakeholders. Stakeholders means a lot of things. Most of you guys are in the room. Easiest ones to get hold of are the meme marketers or the designers because they're in their basements making memes. So they're really easy to get to. But I need to be talking to people who are interested in the project, who want to put an investment in, who want to talk money, talk about finances. Anybody who's good at math, that'd be great because I'm pretty good at it, but I need some algorithm math people. A lot of stuff like that. So it's a validation stage project. All right. Questions? Sir?
All right. I just want to make sure I understand this right.
Yep.
So they pay you to create this meme, but you don't have to pay to put it on social media.
Correct. So let me break that down a little bit. Uber survives and does very well at the money going to the driver. The idea for this project is that the companies pay directly to the designers who pay nothing in the process. We want as many designers on board as possible. So say at this scale model that I have, it's 10,000 likes and shares for $50. That's huge for companies because that's just unheard of cost-wise. That $50 goes to the designer completely. And then on the back end, we charge companies a monthly rate for the service. Either it's a monthly rate or a tier rate or some sort of similar situation like that. So then the companies who have the money, who want to spend it, and who are already getting a really good deal on the memes, are then just paying an extra for the service, and not the designers who don't have any money. That's why they're making memes.
All right. So
did I answer the question?
What stops? What stops like social media from like starting to charge you because technically you are posting an ad?
An advertisement platform. So, are you familiar with APIs? Connection strings? Okay. So, what we do is the website design is set up to where a designer uploads a meme, and then they're able to spread to all social media accounts with one click, right? They automatically log on with their account, and then they spread. And then it all comes back with Google Analytics. Everything that is in this site is tracked via Google Analytics, so you know exactly what's going on in real time. The issue with... Totally lost my train of thought. Ask the question again.
What stops? All right, so say you have 50,000 accounts that's willing to repost your meme.
Yep.
What stops Twitter from going, hey, you're posting an ad on our site, we charge for ads?
The APIs, yes. So APIs already have to exist. API is a connection into that website saying we want to pull data out of your site and use it for our own. Since we know this isn't already happening because many of these social media outlets require a API to be created for us to use that. It'd be a personal API just for our company. So the Facebook, social media, all that kind of thing, they would require, more than likely because they're Facebook and social media, they would require a payback, but it would be in the form of us simply purchasing that API as a monthly subscription. Good question though. I like that. That's deep thinking. Yes.
Would you be legally protecting the ownership of the meme, or how would that work? Would it be
Absolutely.
copyrighted?
Absolutely. So we have a option where as they load, they add their personal copyright very quickly and easily to the meme wherever they want it. So you can kind of get it wherever you need it to be. And in that sense too, once they upload it to the site, it's protected by the site because we use a Google platform that searches the entire database for like images up to like 98%. And if it's too similar, it'll be kicked back. So you create a meme, it's just going to be a frenzy in the beginning, but if you create a meme and you post it to the site and someone else says, hey, that's doing really good, takes the meme, posts it again to the same site under their name, it'll be denied. So in that case, it is protected. The only downside to the protection is when somebody else goes to social media, screenshots it, and posts it for themselves. But at that point, they're not making money, so there's no incentive for them to try to steal your meme with a brand on it. But good question. That answer the question? Thank you. Sir?
Did you say 10,000 likes for $50?
Correct. It's half a cent per like and share, which for companies is huge because whenever you get a like and share, you usually get 10 views. Alternative to that, because not everybody likes and shares it.
So is that something guaranteed?
Yes, that is the actual price of it. And I'm talking with all my financial guys right now to see if it's a realistic price model. But that money is only going to the designer and not to me. So I'm relying on as a company, I'm relying on the subscriptions that all the companies are paying into, and then the designers are worried about the money coming in.
So if I don't get 10,000 likes, do I still pay $50?
You pay per. So if you get 1,000 likes, you would pay for just your 1,000 likes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you pay exactly for what you got,
Okay.
and that's the beauty of it. Okay, that's right. Good question. Let's go over here.
Just a quick question. You had an example of a meme up there with
I did.
McDonald's brand logo on it.
Yes.
So maybe I missed something, but do you have legal agreements to license those logos, or was McDonald's your client in that example?
McDonald's is a client in this example. Yeah, McDonald's came out and said, I like this meme, it relates to us, it's funny, it's our industry. Let's slap our logo on there and send it back out.
If I recall, the angry cat phenomenon was fueled by people riffing off of it, right?
Yep.
Creating variations.
Correct.
So, but you said you only get to sell to one person at one time?
So each meme is very unique, and that's the beauty of it, right? So what the Google platform does is it searches every single pixel in that picture, and if it's too similar to another picture, then it'll be denied. But we can vary how similar it can be before it gets denied, and I would have to play with it quite a bit as it develops in development. But it's definitely not undoable. It's definitely doable, and it wouldn't be too difficult to get a sense for how that would look. A lot of these memes are the same thing like Angry Cat, and then they just adjust the text. And if the text is adjusted correctly, then it'd be very simple for this device, the Google platform, to recognize that it is a completely different image, and therefore it's fair game. There will obviously be an option for the designers to come back and say, hey, this meme is too similar, it's just like mine, let's get at them. And I have a legal team in place that we're researching how we can do that. But if any of you guys are legal people, I am always willing to listen, and I'm a big research guy, and I love hearing what you guys have to say. Kenzie.
I have a question. All the designers get paid the same price, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so do you have a list of people right now that are ready to sign up and start creating these?
As designers?
Yes.
No. Validation stage, I want to make sure there's a problem involved. The designers I've talked to have said that they don't get paid and they really would like to. A lot of them are like 13 and 14, so you can imagine when a company approaches them and says, hey kid, you want money? Parents are kind of upset about that.
So what are your marketing to get those people basically in the process?
So social media is already out there. We have basically every city on the planet has a meme page. If you haven't seen Pensacola memes, it's not that big, but it's a thing, right? It's out there, it's growing. You go to those people and you say, hey, as they post, you say, hey, I like your meme, it's doing a really good job. How would you like to be paid for what you do? And you just send them an invite that way. Obviously, you have social media platforms like Facebook, and you have your own page and all that stuff. You link them back there and you explain to them what you're doing, and then they'll be all about it. We're basically taking Uber's model and we're applying it to a marketing standpoint. So we're trying to get the designers as much money as possible for what they do, and they can make a ton of money on this platform. Yes.
You were talking about the dopamine people get from the meme. Now, I don't know if I'm clear now. I don't know if you can clarify this. Is there a way to track how many leads a company get or a new customer company gets out of the meme? Because as a meme, it gets viral and then it just pretty much disappears.
Correct.
Time. So
Yep.
how would you let the company know, all right, you got this amount of new customers because of this meme?
Perfect. So this score right here, I like the little picture there. What happens is that we use Google Analytics as a tag to every meme, right? You attach Google Analytics to that URL that you're posting out there, and it brings back a string API that shows you exactly how many clicks, likes, and shares, right? Clicks, as you know, you can't click a picture on Facebook and go to a website, right? This is for brand recognition, and then we also can put the link underneath in the comment section. That's clickable. So we can record clicks, we can record likes and shares, and if Facebook will allow us and other social media platforms, we can record views, which is what they're currently trying to do. As you scroll, it times you. You see something, it times you for how long you've seen it, and you scroll past it. It adds all that up and it counts all that data. That's new for them. So everything is trackable within, which is nice for companies, but the clicks will have to be in the comments section. Did that answer your question?
Sort
of.
It does tracks everything. The question is like, how can a company, for example, if I hire you
Mhm.
or one of your means, like how would I know? Okay, I got all this data that this X amount of people saw the meme, but how can I know how many customers I got through that?
That is a good question. This is why I come to these things, because they have really good questions. It has been asked before, and it is a struggle to figure out if it is bringing attention back to the site that they're going to. As of right now, I don't know if I would have to discuss with my developers if there's a way to track via IP where they found it and go into their site. It would be incredibly difficult with large companies, but I foresee that there is a way to do it, and other companies are doing similar things with different marketing platforms. So that's something we need to look into, but I enjoy the question. Yes.
Click through?
Click what? Click through?
You know, I'm measuring how many times they go, an individual sees the meme image, they see the site address underneath it, and then they click through, so at least that's one measurement.
It would be clickable, yes. You would know exactly how many clicks you got, but that's as far as the data goes. If you're asking how can the company know that a product is being purchased by the advertisement, that would be something that is crazy in-depth with the company, and it'd be hard to do.
They would be able to do that actually if they were to offer a free Egg McMuffin with purchase of a big lunch, I don't know.
So a company might have to set it up basically and be like, as a
Offer a promotion to see how many.
Do a promotion code.
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
I like that. Very good, very good. My mentoring team right there, ladies and gentlemen.
When
Say-
I purchase a meme, does it only get posted to my social account?
No, it gets updated from the original. So there's a meme that's going up, right? It's got 1 million views, and you're like, holy crap, this thing's really doing good. It's got 1 million views in like 2 days. You purchase it, and then you throw your logo on it, and the designer clicks a button, and it updates to the social media. So it doesn't lose the track that's already going on. It's continuing to grow just with your platform on it.
And when the designer gets the meme back, the logo is...
The logo's taken off. Yep, the original is put back up. There's the rights issue too there. So it's a contract, it's an automatic contract that gets sent back and forth. Yes, ma'am.
So my question is, if I'm a business owner and I have a contract with you to do that, would I be able to request a particular designer? Can we?
Absolutely.
Kind of like Uber, you know, you have your favorite people? Or
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because for a brand, you want consistency and, you know, a certain look. Kind of thing.
So companies have dashboards and designers have portfolios. So once you realize, and every portfolio you'll score based on how well they're doing, it's kind of like a tiered thing. If one designer is pumping out hundreds of thousands of dollars versus whatever, like they're doing really well in what they're doing, or the top in their industry, we're going to put them above, and people really recognize them. There's even a button to, or the option to talk to them personally and say, hey, we want to hire you on full time, we want to take you in, we want to be exclusive to you. Things like that can happen, and if we find that companies like yourselves are very interested in that, we would definitely do that.
All right, final question.
Okay.
Stick around and ask more. So what can the Pensacola community do for you?
So I am every day taking companies out to lunch, trying to figure out what they're currently doing in marketing, what they need to be doing, and what their struggle is. That's part of the validation stage. Once the validation stage is done, which may take a little while based on how much feedback I get from y'all, is the development side. So if a lot of you guys are here simply looking to invest some money and get some money back, we can talk about that. I do have cost estimates for how much it's going to be, but like I said, validation for me is huge right now. So if you help me out in any way with hooking me up with marketing professionals, companies who need marketing, companies who are currently using marketing, that would be fantastic. Or any personal thoughts on how you'd make this better, I'm open to just about anything. So, thank you very much.